Thank you, Jun. Dr. Ma, Professor Lee, Dr. Baroff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a great pleasure to join you today at the 8th edition of the Hong Kong Green Finance Association's Annual Forum. This year's forum marks the opening of Hong Kong Green Week. This week, leading voices from global financial institutions, corporations, and the policy circles will engage in essential discussions on sustainable finance, climate technologies, impact investing, and regional green cooperation. They will share knowledge, experience, and explore how green transformation can create fresh opportunities, particularly in the face of a volatile geopolitical landscape. Let me begin by acknowledging some uncomfortable realities. The urgency of the climate crisis is clearer than ever, and we are all witnessing it and feeling it firsthand in the unprecedented heat waves from Europe to Japan and the numerous black rainstorms that have battered our city this summer. This devastating reality is compounded by rising unilateralism, the US withdrawal from the Paris Agreement, and an overall policy shift back to fossil fuels is disappointing. It weakens collective commitment to climate action, and no less important, complicates the US $1.3 trillion annual climate finance target for developing countries reached at the COP29. Still, we must not lose hope. Many countries remain firmly committed to net zero transition, in particular our country, China, which stands by its 3060 goals. According to estimates, our country's CO2 emissions in the first quarter this year fell by 1.6% year-on-year. This is the first time that clean energy expansion is leading the fall in CO2 level, and that is despite rapid growth in power demand. China is expected to invest some $820 billion in energy transition this year, accounting for nearly 40% of the global total. Moreover, its national emissions trading schemes continues to expand, now covering 70% of the country's emission, including key polluting sectors such as cement, steel, and aluminum. Across Asia and the Global South, the progress is also encouraging. In the Asia-Pacific region, investments in energy transition last year surpassed $1 trillion for the first time. That is more than double the amount invested in Americas. ASEAN member states reaffirmed their commitment to climate resilience in their recent summit, underscoring the priority the region has accorded to climate actions. For Belt and Road economies as a whole, renewable energy now constitutes 30% of their total energy investments, up from less than 5% just a decade ago. Technological advancements are also offering new hope. Beyond solar power and electrical vehicles, artificial intelligence is emerging as a transformative force. The International Energy Agency predicts that by 2035, the widespread use of artificial intelligence could reduce global energy consumption by an amount greater than the total energy usage of Mexico. Here in Hong Kong, we remain steadfast in our commitment to climate action. We are on track to cut our carbon emissions in half by 2035 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. This goal is anchored in 4 key strategies: decarbonizing power generation, improving energy efficiency in buildings, promoting green transportation, and reducing waste. In power generation, we are making pleasing progress. By 2026, with the completion of enhancements to the cross-boundary clean energy transition scheme, the share of zero-carbon electricity in our fuel mix is expected to rise from 25% to 35%. We are also planning for the construction of a new facility in Jiangguanou to further expand our capacity to import zero-carbon energy. Upon completion of the project, the share of zero-carbon energy in our fuel mix could increase to about 60 to 70%. Beyond fulfilling our domestic commitments, Hong Kong has much more to offer the world. As an international financial center and an innovation hub, we are well positioned to contribute to global green transmission. Hong Kong has long been Asia's forerunner in green and sustainable finance. In 2024, we issued more than 800 billion, we issued more than $80 billion in sustainable debts, with green bonds accounting for around 45% of the region's total. Estimated issuance of sustainable debts in the first half of this year reached over $34 billion, an increase of 15% year on year. Over 200 ESG funds have been authorized by the SFC, with an AUM exceeding $140 billion, up more than 50% in just 3 years. These figures speak volumes about our growing role as a green financing and investment hub. And we have been doing more than that. For example, in the area of transition finance, while it still represents a small fraction of the sustainable finance market, it is gaining traction and offers considerable potential. For instance, transition bonds account for around 3% of the sustainable bonds market in ASEAN plus 3 market. Hong Kong obviously has the potential to become a transition finance hub, helping hard-to-abate sectors to decarbonize. Separately, last year, we issued the Hong Kong Taxonomy for Sustainable Finance, which aligns with the frameworks of both the Chinese mainland and the European Union. Today, the Hong Kong MA begins a public consultation to expand this taxonomy to cover transition finance. Other elements include expanding sector coverage and introducing climate change adaptation. These are pivotal to scaling up capital flows to accelerate green transition. Taking a broader perspective, setting and upholding international standards are important if we are to attract and channel more investments to green and transition projects. Hong Kong is proud to contribute to the setting of the ISSB's reporting standards and the related disclosure frameworks. As confirmed by the IFRS Foundation in June this year, Hong Kong is one of the few jurisdictions in Asia with a clear roadmap for full adoption. We are also working to mobilize more capital across the public and private sectors. The Hong Kong MA has entered into strategic partnerships with multilateral organizations to co-invest in climate and development projects. And our vibrant venture capital and private equity sector, plus the concentration of wealthy family offices and high net worth individuals, are great resources as well. A study shows that 87% of high net worth individuals are eager to support climate-focused investments. There is even stronger interest in transition investing than in sustainable investing. In this regard, there is great potential in developing innovative, climate-focused financial products that cater to market appetite. Beyond finance, technological innovation is the engine that will drive green transformation. On this, Hong Kong is emerging as a green technology hub. Today, more than 250 green tech companies are based in our science park and cyberport. These firms are developing globally competitive solutions from smart grid to carbon capture technologies. They are expanding rapidly into the mainland and international markets. And through the coordinated efforts of the Innovation, Technology and Industrial Bureau, OASIS, the Office for Attracting Strategic Enterprises, Invest Hong Kong, and the Hong Kong Investment Corporation, we are attracting prime green enterprises from around the world. These companies span a wide array of technologies, from AI-driven green solutions to sustainable aviation fuel, electric mobility infrastructure, and next-generation power systems. We are helping them to connect with Hong Kong universities and supply chain, identify more application scenarios, and tap into markets across the Greater Bay Area, Asia, and beyond. Just as I said earlier, AI can power green transition. It can help traditional industries and sectors optimize production process and energy consumption, thereby substantially reducing their carbon footprint. Hong Kong has prioritized AI as a core industry. I'm confident that many AI solutions for decarbonization can scale and make a lasting impact. Ladies and gentlemen, there is only one world, one Earth, one planet that we all share. While the world may be facing substantial geopolitical challenges, Hong Kong is fully committed to becoming a reliable and resourceful partner in the global green transformation. Through forums like this, we reaffirm our commitment to collaboration and partnership in the space of sustainable finance, technology, talent development, and many other areas. We can work together to turn climate challenge into rewarding opportunities. On this note, I wish the Forum and Hong Kong Green Week every success, and all of you the best of health and green business. Thank you.